Hey everyone, Alexis Garcia with PJTV here at the Tea Party Patriots Summit. And right now, everyone knows this guy, Congressman Ron Paul. Now, I want to start looking at 2012. You raised an impressive over $700,000 on President's Day. You're speaking in New Hampshire for the Reagan Day dinner later. Does this bode well for Paul presidency here?
Well, it's a test anyway. I'm going out to see what the reception is like. It's been said that when I come to groups like that, isn't that like talking to the choir? Well, in a way it is, so I think I have to talk to a broader audience, and that's why I'll go out and maybe get a better feel for the situation, because the total population is very diverse, so you can't just talk to the same people all the time. So maybe I'll learn something in the next month.
Now, getting back to business at hand in Congress, we have the continuing resolution vote coming up pretty soon, set to expire. There's a lot of talk about a possible government shutdown. Do you think that could happen?
It could, but it's not likely. The likely thing that's going to happen, though, ultimately on this whole thing, there will be a default, but it won't be by shutdown and checks not coming out. The default will be everybody's going to get cheap money, the prices are going up, and they've already started, and that will be the climactic end rather than a shutdown of government.
Do you think the Democrats are sort of maybe kind of smelling the blood in the water here a little bit and kind of trying to push Republicans into a corner? Do you think that their strategy is going to work out?
Well, both parties do that all the time. That's what's sort of boring in Washington and disappointing is that whoever's in the opposition, it seems like that is their job, to just try to muddy the water. So, and that's why the Tea Party movement is trying to straighten that up, because they don't claim they're Republicans, they don't claim they're Democrats, they claim that they're just people annoyed with that type of activity. But it's a power struggle in Washington. And my complaint always in Washington is there's really not that much difference between the parties. They talk differently, but they both support our endless wars. They both support the welfare state. They both support the Federal Reserve. They both support the Patriot Act. So that there isn't any difference. So the people are frustrated and angry because no matter which party's been in over the last 50 years, policies never change. And that's why these people who are upset now are trying to get a change.
Now, I know you want to get rid of the Fed entirely. Do you feel like you're finally getting into a position or that may happen ever?
Well, no, I won't be able to do it, but they'll be able to do it themselves, because they're going to, once you destroy the money, you have runaway inflation, and they have to give up. And then people demand a new monetary system. That'll come before they listen to me. But, we had a token effort made last year. We have a little more transparency. We'll keep doing that. But we're getting millions of people to read and study about the Federal Reserve. Up till 2 or 3 years ago, who wanted to read about the Federal Reserve? But the college kids now, they come and they're reading Austrian economics and Murray Rothbard and Hayek and Mises. So that generation is going to know a lot about the Fed, and they're the ones who have to pick up the pieces.
Well, you've definitely emerged as a rock star here, and you've spoken here. You spoke at CPAC over a week ago. Second time you won the straw poll. Do you think with the Tea Party movement and the focus on fiscal issues, and do you think there's maybe the conservative movement is more accepting of kind of this libertarian message?
Oh, I think so. I don't know how anybody could turn it down, to tell you the truth. I mean, how can anybody turn down freedom? And it makes so much sense. Do people want the government to be in their bedroom? Nobody wants that. Do people want to have the government tell how they spend it? No, they don't want that. Do you want high taxes? No. Do you think it's wise for us to be in endless wars and undeclared and they never end, they bankrupt? Nobody supports that. So if you take the general principles, nobody supports what we're doing. But when it gets to specific, they parted earlier on about me getting rid of foreign aid. But when it comes to a vote, oh, yeah, but you better have some exceptions. There's always an exception.
Well, Congressman, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. And stay tuned for more of our coverage right here on PJTV. From the Tea Party Summit, I'm Alexis Garcia.